What do the baboons, the snakes, the spiders, the birds, and all the other animals of the southern coast of South Africa have in common? Yes, that's right. They know every single Spice Girls song. Thanks to us. There actually is a spider. I'll tell you what I want, what I really want. Didn't get the memo. So today I want to tell you the story of a group of friends who went on a hike. Many years ago, my friends and I decided it would be a great idea to try out a trail. We were all novice hikers, so we were looking for something that was challenging, but not deathly challenging. And so we decided to brave one of South Africa's most beautiful, diverse, and most popular trails, the Whale Trail. Located in the scenic De Hoop Nature Reserve, the Whale Trail should be on every hiker's bucket list. Stretching along South Africa's southern coastline, this moderately strenuous 5-day hike can be enjoyed by hikers of all fitness levels. The ever-changing scenery from mountains to cliffs to beach make this trail one of the more diverse in South Africa. This hike is particularly popular between August and November, when hundreds of southern right whales can be spotted close to the shoreline. So it was Luella, Henry John, Alana, Jennifer, and myself. The great thing about the Whale Trail is that you move from hut to hut, and instead of carrying all of your belongings with you, you can actually pack them into a crate, which then gets driven to the next location for you. It was perfect for us. Now, to put this all into focus, I decided to share with you my self-written guide to hiking with friends. We were so excited and also so scared to spend these 5 days together because we'd never spent that much time with one another. This brings me to point 1. Go with people you can laugh with. One thing we knew for sure was that we could laugh together. That is the most important thing. Laughing energizes you, it motivates you, it makes you want to keep going. Have people around you that actually feed that energy. Now you can imagine the 4-hour-long drive to the De Hoop Nature Reserve was a hoot. I taught everyone to say Eichhörnchen, which is German for squirrel. Eichhörnchen, Eichhörnchen, Eichhörnchen. Was really funny. Once we arrived at our first hut, we parked the car and were greeted by a ranger, a very lovely woman who made us call her Professor because the nature reserve was her university and we were her students. She gave us the rundown of the way things work, the way we should hike, what we should look out for, and of course made us aware of some of the wildlife around. Snakes. That evening we were having a braai, which is a South African barbecue. All of a sudden we started hearing noises in the bushes behind us. We kept on turning around, but it was just black. We couldn't see anything. And we started to be really worried about this because these noises wouldn't stop. Something was hiding in the bushes. And at some point, Luella even said, no, that's it for her. She's going to go inside. No dinner for her. But it turned out that the noises were actually caused by Alana. She'd been secretly throwing stones into the bushes to scare us. I think Alana deserves a slow clap. The following morning, we got up bright and early, had breakfast, and made our way onto the Whale Trail. We were so motivated, so highly excited when we saw the Whale Trail sign laid out in stones on the ground. This was gonna be an epic hike. So there we were. So, where do we go? Which brings me to point 2. Know how to read a map. There was either left or right, and we couldn't figure out where the hell we had to go. I bit the bullet, I took out my cell phone, switched it on, and called Professor. Listen, we're a bit lost, we don't know where to go. To which she replied, okay, just tell me how far along the trail are you? So we're at the sign that says Whale Trail. She laughed and said, don't worry, I'll be there in a second. Not even kidding. 30 seconds later, that woman jumps out of a bush. Hey guys! We were so sure we were on a TV show. So we tell her we don't know where to go. She looks at us and says, just go straight ahead. The way the arrow was pointing. So maybe it's not even about reading a map, it's about knowing how to follow arrows. But I can honestly say after that we didn't get lost once. So you might be wondering, how did we decide who was going to be our leader? Which brings me to point number 3. Chatterboxes to the front. But why should a loud person walk in front? Well, the answer is simple: to scare away the snakes. Alana was cast in this role, we all unanimously decided, because Alana talks non-stop. So we knew we were safe. And rest assured, we didn't see a single snake. What was quite funny though was that nobody had mentioned spiders on this hike, and Alana doesn't really like spiders, so she kept on walking into spider webs. Such fun. And you know when you're driving in a car, the rule is the driver gets to choose the music? Same principle still applied here. Alana got to choose which songs we were gonna sing. But I must say, her taste in music is excellent, because we sang the entire Spice Girls songbook up and down, and it was really great because there were 5 of us and there are 5 Spice Girls, so each of us got to be one Spice Girl. I was Scary Spice. So as we hiked over the mountains on this beautiful sunny day, we had no worries whatsoever. And this brings me to my next point: pack for every weather situation. Being in the middle of nature, in the middle of nowhere, the weather can be very temperamental. But in our naivete, there was no need for a raincoat that day. I mean, this was like a 10-hour hike and the weather had been beautiful the entire day. Sure enough, 1 hour before we reach our next base, it starts to pour down on us. This was the apocalypse. So once we reached our base, we were drenched. We kind of improvised though, and we hung up these washing lines so that our clothes could dry overnight by the fire. They had a beautiful smoky aroma. We were all really looking forward to a hot shower. Afterwards, I was chilling in the dining area. All of a sudden, the door opens and this creature walks in. Oh my God, we're all gonna die! Turns out it was Jennifer, drenching wet, being lit only by the flames of the fire. I thought she was a complete stranger. However, disclaimer, she still looks beautiful without makeup. Now, every night, everyone would prepare their own food. Everyone brought along some things we shared, which brings me to my next point. Bring food you love to eat. It was my mission to be super healthy on this trip. I was gonna do the whole vegan, as raw as possible, healthy vibe thing. It was gonna be a total detox trip for me. So while I was snacking on raw almonds, everyone else had chips and chocolate. While I was enjoying a quinoa and kale salad, everyone else made potatoes and meat. While I had banana chips for dessert, Alana brought marshmallows. Luckily, I had really generous and understanding friends. I remember Alana making us sit by the water in the sand and watch her snorkel. So we basically were her personal Baywatch team. Which brings me to my next point. Enjoy some me time, some moments to yourself, unless there are baboons around. We were standing on a cliff overlooking a little bay with a beach, and that's where our house was. But as we were climbing down, we realized that there were baboons in the camp. Like a whole family. They were playing around, they were going crazy. I'm not sure if you know about baboons, but we live in Cape Town here and we've had our fair share of baboon horror stories. So I just remember us on the cliff waiting for the baboons to disappear. Also that night we introduced the buddy system. The camp was divided into different houses, one of which was the bathroom and toilet, so we'd always move in pairs, just to be safe. This hike was so great for us because we had such a great time together. Even though it was quite a simple hike, it was really challenging at times, but there's nothing like arriving at your camp after a day's worth of really great hiking and just relaxing by the fire, having a great laugh with your friends and just enjoying the peacefulness of nature, a beautiful sunset and a great meal together. Quinoa and kale. So once we reached the end on our very last day of hiking, we were really chuffed with ourselves. And that brings me to my final point. Allow yourself to feel like a hero. We felt like we just hiked from Egypt to the promised land. I would do the whale trail again in a heartbeat. It was fabulous. And sitting in that car driving back home was a bittersweet feeling. We were happy to go home and sleep in our own beds, but we were also really sad at the same time. That's it from me for today. I'm checking out. See you tomorrow.